program director, distinguished guests, proud parents, dedicated educators, third in South Africa, amazing. And most importantly, though, the class of 2025, the representative here of the class of 2025. We gathered here in the Overberg, not to look at Walker Bay, not to look at our beautiful mountains, but actually to look at the potential that's sitting here in this room today. It's hard for those of us who are a little bit older to remember what it was like when we were sitting in your sheath. But it's exciting. It's incredible. And man, you've got the intelligence. You're like a Ferrari. That's why you're here, because you've got the intelligence. But the problem with a Ferrari is that you also need to drive it with wisdom. Otherwise, it's just a very quick way to smash into a wall. And we've got artificial intelligence today. So you've got an advantage, but it's not like it used to be in the past, where everybody today can actually got access to a smartphone, thank you, Steve Jobs, and they can also understand intelligence, or get access to things that in the past you had to really read hard and talk to a lot of people about. So I don't want to talk about intelligence, I want to talk about wisdom. Wisdom. And I want to share 3 specific tools that you can take with you, just 3. I know it's a big day, you're thinking about the award you're going to get just now and what you're going to do afterwards, because there'll be a celebration, but I'd like you to please just try and remember these 3 things, because I wish I'd had somebody who could have told me that when I was coming out of school and entering the world. And I'm drawing on Miss Sonosi told us that my hero is a chap called Warren Buffett. Now, not just because he was once the richest man in the world and he's given away hundreds of billions of rands to people around the world, much of it to Africa, by the way. But it's more a question of that he's cracked life. He lives in a little town called Omaha, not much bigger than Hermanus. He lives amongst normal people. How many billionaires in our country live amongst normal people and don't have high walls and ways that keep people away? Not Warren Buffett. He drives a 20-year-old car. And he has an annual general meeting every year in this little place called Omaha, where 40,000 people come just to listen to his wisdom. He stopped that now because he's now in his mid-90s. But the wisdom that he's given over 50 years at those meetings is something that I draw on. I attended 8 of them and made copious notes, and I can share some of that with you. And his sidekick, his right-hand guy, was a chap called Charlie Munger, who died a couple of years ago, just before he turned 100. So these 2 fellows, they lived well, they lived amongst us. They didn't have blue light brigades. Oh, geez, you haven't got a blue light brigade, I hope. And they really were part of the people. But they were wise, and it's their wisdom that I'm sharing, or would like to share with you. First lesson comes from Charlie Munger. In your life from here onwards, class of 2025, you're going to find a lot of things that you can't work out. It's going to be hard. Should I take this path or that path? Now, what Charlie Munger says is you will always have these decisions in your life, difficult decisions, because that's what life's about. Big Boss brought us here to this earth to learn. That's the real reason of life. We need to just come here to make a lot of money and to have a crazy time chasing pleasure. We came here to learn. Our spirits live forever. We know that. People have known that for thousands and thousands of years. But Charlie Munger says, when you are faced with these questions, don't ask what you should do, ask what you should not do. Now, there's a lot of guys here will know more about maths and be better at maths than the rest of us. Doesn't matter what age you are. Some people have got good maths, some people got bad maths. But anyway, there's something called invert. You know about inverting. Now think about inverting in future when you are stuck with a difficult question, with a difficult dilemma. Too many people take the easy route and get themselves into dreadful problems down the road because they didn't stop and think. And if you could just stop and think and invert, but how do you think? So, okay, let me give you an example. If you want to ask going forward, how can I fail? Not how can I succeed? How can I fail? And then make sure you never do it. So how can you fail? Be unreliable. If you say, I'm going to come somewhere, just don't pitch or actually arrive late. Hold on to resentment and envy. No, it's not my fault that I'm battling. It's that one's fault or that one's fault or that guy who actually lied to steal that girl away or that guy who, I don't know, got the job or went and spoke behind my back. Just be like that. Be that one if you want to be miserable. If you want to be really miserable, stop learning the minute you leave school. Stop learning the minute you leave school. Then you're guaranteed to be miserable. And most of all, and I heard it earlier today, when you get knocked down, don't get up. Okay, het ons mekaar. When you look at things on what not to do, suddenly you'll be pretty sure that that's what you stay away from. And you know what? You'll guarantee you're not miserable. So you know how to be miserable? Guarantee how not to be. If you avoid those four things, unreliable, resentful, envious, stop learning, and when you get knocked down, stay down. If you avoid those four, then you will automatically drift towards a happy life. Take it from Charlie Munger. He had a very happy life. Munger famously said, all I want to know is where I'm going to die, and then I'll never go there. Well, clearly he has died, so he by accident got there. And it does sound like a joke, but it's actually profound when you think about it a lot. If you identify the stupidity, the laziness, the poison that kills careers and relationships, just steer clear. That's all. If you're in a work environment and there's somebody gossiping and talking behind people's backs, you're a donkey. Say it to somebody else. You don't have to be brilliant every day. All you have to be is consistently not stupid. So don't be stupid and do things that you know are wrong. Okay, so that's number one. Invert. Number two, Warren Buffett, who lives in Omaha, often got groups of students who came. Omaha is like in the middle of America. It's like a bit like Clarksdorp. You wouldn't go there unless you actually had to, or unless there was it's just like here where people come to Omaha and the Overberg because it's just beautiful. Omaha is not like that. But a lot of school classes go to Omaha, university classes, to go and listen to this guy and question and spend a day with him. And he says his most favorite lesson to them is to say, imagine I said to you, because I'm the richest man in the world that he was, I will buy each of you a motor car. Any car you want. Porsche, Lamborghini, whatever. I'll buy it for you. But there's a catch. And the catch is it's the only car you can have in your life. And you maybe think, maybe not Lamborghini, maybe I'll go with a Hilux. But what you will do with that car is you'll make sure that if it gets bumped, if there's a scratch, you've got it for the rest of your life, you make sure that that's polished. You look after that. You give it services. You do everything possible to make sure that that's fine. Now, we've got one car called our body. It's all we got. It's got to last you your whole life. You can't trade it in like some people do with their wives when they get to the 50s. They think they can trade it in on two 25-year-olds. Yeah, right. So if you had that car, would you go through potholes? I can't. Would you skip a service? No way. If there's a tiny scratch on the paintwork, you'd fix it immediately. You'd read the manual twice. You'd keep it in the garage. You protect it with your life because you know it can't be replaced. Okay, think of yourself as being that car. Because when you get to 40 or 50, it's not like you're on today. Nothing, you're bulletproof today. You're bulletproof probably until you're about 26, 27. You can go out, you can pull an all-nighter, and the next morning you can arrive bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. No problem. You can't do that when you're 50. So treat your body and your mind like it's the only vehicle that you'll own. Your mind as well. On your mind, ask, what fuel are you putting into the tank of that car? Are you reading books that challenge you? Warren Buffett, by the way, said his advice for all of us is read. He says that when you're tired, read some more. Elon Musk from Pretoria, richest man in the world, he's reinventing 4 industries and counting. Space he's reinventing. Electric cars he's reinventing. Solar he's reinvented. He's doing boring as well. He's doing something with a head where you'll get implants into your head, and he's reinventing artificial intelligence. He started ChatGPT, and he's now got Grok. What did he do? He grew up in Pretoria. They didn't have too many books around there. He went into the library and he read all the books in the library. And when he'd finished with the books in the library, went home, he read the encyclopedia twice. Made him quite clever. Read. Read, read, read. So many of the people that you're going to be competing with in the world don't read. Marcus Jooste, this guy. I remember asking him one day, "Wat lees jy, Marcus?" Sê ek lees nie. But Marcus, surely you... No, don't read books. We know where that got him. Read. Okay. And that's part of your mental. Then onto your physical, stress is the big thing. Warren Buffett eats hamburgers and Coke, and he's 95. So it can't be with that food. You don't want to eat that too often. But stress is the killer. Stress is the killer. You're young. What's stress, man? Where is stress? Just work on it. Work on stress. You need to learn to cool down. You need to learn to sleep. You need to learn to stay away from 4 hours of brain rot on TikTok that makes you bedonderd. You need to protect your hearing. I mean, that's silly. I used to be in a rock band and we played the music loud. And when you're young, it's like, you got him. But it's not good for your hearing when you get older. So you're looking after that car. The third and most important lessons I've given you 2. Invert. Treat your body like your car. Reliability. Reliability. You're all high achievers. We're going to see the awards, the beautiful certificates awards. You're going to take them. You're going to look at that when you are 70. You're going to say, boy, wasn't that a great day? There was a day that I had one of the best days in my life. It was to confirm that I'm a high achiever. You've been graded so far on your intelligence. You're used to being the smartest person in the room. You're probably sitting there, yes, you dumb Engelsman. You're used to being the smartest person in the room, pretty much. But smarts doesn't get you everywhere. Because in the real world, in the boardrooms of South Africa, in the hospitals where some of you maybe end up being doctors of Tygerberg, the tech startups in Stellenbosch, the tourism businesses here in the Overberg, people don't care how smart you are if they cannot trust you. They love you if you're smart and you can be trusted. But if you're smart and you can't be trusted, watch the Madlanga Commission. Watch the TV and you'll get a real life example of all that. Warren Buffett says he looks for 3 things. He owns within Berkshire Hathaway something like 85 companies inside 100% owned. He says he looks for 3 things in the people who run those companies because they run them on their own. He sits in Omaha, they run the business and they do very well. He looks for intelligence, he looks for energy, and he looks for integrity. But he says if you don't have the last one, integrity, the first 2 actually kill you. They kill you. Because if you hire someone who is smart and energetic, but has no integrity, again, daar's 'n Marcus, daar om die draai, they will be just that smart and energetic at stealing your money. And boy, he did a good job of that. Charlie Munger said, if you are unreliable, it doesn't matter what your virtues are, you're going to crater immediately. So, if you say you're going to be there at 8 o'clock, be there at 5 to 8. If you say you're going to finish a task, get it done. Don't get someone to chase you. In the world of work today, you need to be indispensable. And when you are being chased, you're not indispensable anymore. When you're the one who your boss doesn't have to worry about, that's the one. It means telling the truth, even when it's embarrassing. Tell the truth. It's never as bad as what you think the consequence will be. There's a massive opportunity for you here because the bar to reliability in our modern world, and your parents will tell you this, and you probably picked it up 100 times, is very, very, very low. People are not reliable anymore. We live in an era of ghosting. Or I'll get back to you, and they never do. Or have you heard that one? Let's have lunch. Or miss deadlines. Oh no, I needed to care for myself, so I missed the deadline. So if you're the person who simply does what you say you will do, you're already standing out like a lighthouse. Just do what you say you'll do, and you'll be in front. So now you've got the intelligence. Now you say what you're gonna you will do, and you actually deliver. Your employers will love you. Your colleagues will respect you. Your friends will cherish you. Being reliable is difficult because saying no to things that you can't commit to is difficult. It requires discipline. But it compounds. So as you get a little bit reliable, you get better and better, and so it goes on. And over time, you build a reputation. It's the only thing that you're going to take to your grave, your reputation. It takes a lifetime to build. It can be gone in a second. And that reputation is what we need in a tight-knit community like the Western Cape, like the Overberg, like South Africa. Reputation's everything. You can lose money, you can earn it back. You can lose a job, you can get another one. But if you lose your reputation for being reliable, forget it. You can't get it back. So, conclusion, class of 2025. As you walk out of these doors later with your cups and your awards under your arm that you're going to keep for the rest of your life, and you're going to look at it and just remind you that you got it. There are 3 simple tools that you got to take with you. 1, invert the problem. When you feel stuck, turn it upside down. Avoid the path to misery by just avoiding the bad stuff, and you will find success. Number 2, polish the car. You only got one body and one mind. Respect them. Maintain them. Make them last. And thirdly, be reliable. Be that person that others can count on unconditionally. The Western Cape needs you. The Overberg needs you. South Africa needs you. But we don't just need your brains. We need your wisdom, your endurance, and your trustworthiness. So go out there, invert the obstacles, drive your vehicle carefully, and be the most reliable person in the room. Congratulations, the road is yours. Thank you.